Hey guys, Probable1701 here, and today we are going to be ranking Phase 3 of the Marvel theatrical films. Now, I ranked Phase 1 and 2 several months back, pretty close together. I've been meaning to get around to Phase 3, I just kept putting it off. I realized when I was trying to rank them that most of the Phase 3 movies I've only seen once in theater right when they came out. I'm kind of burning out on the Marvel movies at this point. Like, I loved Phase 1. I loved most of Phase 2. There's really only a couple movies, probably my top two movies in Phase 3 that I just really loved. Most of them are good. I don't know, I'm just kind of burned out on them at this point. I don't think I like the ensemble team thing as much as I do like origin stories or the older movies, like the old Batman movies or the old Superman movies or stuff like that. Even the old Incredible Hulk TV show. I tend to like that better. So, and I'm just kind of at that point now to where I just feel like the superhero genre is so oversaturated that I'm kind of burning out on it. So most of these I've only seen once, and that's right when they came out, so they're not like fresh on my mind. But starting at the bottom, because there's 11 of them, I had Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's funny. It's got some nice moments in it. I like Paul Rudd a lot. He's a funny guy. I don't think it's that memorable. Again, I only saw it when it came out in theaters. I just haven't had an urge to go back and rewatch it. I'm kind of the same way with the first Ant-Man too. Number 10 on the list was Captain Marvel. I liked the 90s setting with this, with some of the callbacks. Brie Larson is fine as Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's just not a character I'm overly invested in. Either her version or the original male version. I've just never been a Captain Marvel fan either way. Same thing with Miss Marvel, which I know is who she was originally. Never really... I think the first time I remember Miss Marvel was when she showed up in the X-Men animated series in the 90s, in that flashback episode that showed how Rogue got her flying and strength powers. Really all I really knew her from. I like the CGI done to make Samuel L. Jackson look younger, and it's nice seeing him younger and really in the field. It's nice seeing Coulson back in it. I love the Cap. I will admit I like it. And I love the fact it's an orange tabby. It's a nice little callback to Aliens, in my opinion. And I love when the cat, Samuel L. Jackson's just holding the cat. And finding out how he lost his eye, that was amusing as well. I like Ben as the Skrull in it. That was pretty cool. I think Ben's a good actor. He plays a good character in that. And it has I'm Only Happy When It Rains by Garbage in it. That's my favorite song by Garbage. I really like that song a lot. So that's a nice little nod to that too. Next on the list is actually Endgame. I like Endgame. It's a little too over the top though. There's just so much going on. And that final fight just goes on and on and on and on. And I'm like, come on, can't somebody just beat him already? Come on, somebody. Come on, you're holding Thor's hammer. It has some great moments, like Cap lifting the hammer. That's awesome. I don't like how it does its time travel. I don't like how time travel works in the MCU due to this movie. I didn't really care for that. The beginning, when they killed Thanos right at the beginning, I was like, okay, this movie's not going to go in a direction I expected, or anybody expected. But the way they had to do everything with the time travel, I didn't really like. But the movie's good. I like Infinity War a lot better. Next on the list is Far From Home. Again, I like it, but everything with Mysterio I saw coming 10 million miles away, because I know Mysterio's a villain, and I know how he is with special effects, so it's so easy to see coming. It's good, I didn't really feel invested when watching it. Again, I've only seen it the one time. Love the ending though, especially with J.K. Simmons coming back, playing J. Jonah Jameson. That was great. I love that. Next on the list is Black Panther. This is a good movie. I really like Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. I like the supporting cast. Got a really good soundtrack. And I love Michael B. Jordan's villain in this, because Marvel has a problem with three-dimensional villains, but they really get it right with Killmonger. You understand why he's the way he is. You understand his motivations and how he feels slighted and why he's doing what he's doing. So I love the fact it has a really fleshed-out villain. That's my favorite part of the story. I think this movie's very overrated. It's good, but it's not like nominated for Best Picture good. I feel like his Best Picture nomination was less quality of the movie motivated and more politically motivated. And I think if you're going to nominate it for Best Picture, you have to go back and retroactively nominate the original Superman, Superman 2, Batman 89, the first two X-Men movies, the Dark Knight, Batman Begins, the first Iron Man, the first Captain America, the first Avengers, because these are all just objectively better movies, and they should have been nominated. I remember it was a big fiasco when Dark Knight didn't get nominated. I think that's when they extended the Best Picture category for a few years from 5 entries to 10 entries because so many people were upset Dark Knight got snubbed. And so to see this movie getting that nomination was, I think, a bit frustrating for some of us. But it's still a really good movie. Definitely a good watch. I need to rewatch it actually again soon. I haven't seen it since theater either. Next on the list is Infinity War. Again, I like Infinity War. There's a lot going on in it. I like what it does. It's just, once again, me burning out on the MCU. So much going on. I've been enjoying some of the shows more. Like, I really liked What If, and I really loved Loki. The Scarlet Witch one was okay on first watch. I don't really care to rewatch it. Falcon and Winter Soldier was okay on first watch, but I really don't want to rewatch it. And it has some very confusing political messages. I don't think it knows what it's trying to say. But I really enjoyed Loki a lot. Infinity War it's good. It's just, I don't really know what else to say. I liked it. Next on the list is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I really enjoyed this one. It's not as good as the first one. I like the first one a lot more, but this one is still really good. It's got a killer soundtrack. I really like Groot in it. He's amusing. At that young age, I really love him with the bomb. That's really, really funny, him with the bomb. Anyway, no, not that one. I love that. And then it's got Kurt Russell in it. I love me some Kurt Russell, so you got Kurt Russell in your movie. I'm definitely interested. It's another fun romp, though. And I love Yondu in this one. Yondu is just kick-ass awesome in this one. Next on the list is Doctor Strange. I can't remember if I've seen Doctor Strange once or twice. If I did see it twice, both times were in theater when it came out, because I do have different groups of friends who watch these. Benedict Cumberbatch is so good as Doctor Strange. Way better than I even expected. Like, if I could have done my dream casting with time travel, I'd have got Vincent Price. Vincent Price would have been perfect for this. I did not think they could get somebody that would live up to how I thought Vincent Price could play this, but Benedict Cumberbatch is great in this. I love how he nails Strange's arrogance, too. That self-confidence is good, but he has that arrogance that he has, which comes across beautifully. I love the effects. I love how they did the Ancient One. I thought she was a cool character. The special effects really at the end were really impressive, too. It did a really good job of introducing actual magic into the MCU, and I really enjoyed my watch through of it. Plus, I love the cape. The cape is a lot of fun. Next on the list, I'm actually at number 3. I literally, as I was writing the list, I was having to draw arrows where I move things. The list was literally changing as I was writing it. Number 3 is Homecoming. I liked Homecoming. I really like the guy playing Spider-Man. I can't remember his name, but I like him. He's a good Spider-Man. Really has that youthful appearance, and he really does act like Peter Parker. And I love that he has the quips like Peter Parker does. I really enjoyed him. But what really sells it for me is Michael Keaton as Vulture. As I mentioned with Killmonger, I love a nice fleshed out villain. And like Killmonger, Vulture is great here. You understand why Vulture is the way he is, and how he got screwed, and how he's angry at Stark, and why he does what he does. And just Michael Keaton is just great in this role as well. So part of it is I like the fact Vulture is a well fleshed out villain with a good backstory that you can sympathize with, but I also love it because it's Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman. I just love Michael Keaton as an actor. He's been in so many movies I enjoy. You put Michael Keaton in a movie, I'm going to want to watch that movie. There's a good chance. So I really enjoyed that. I love the scene in the car when you see the Vulture, Michael Keaton, working out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. You see him figuring out. And then that conversation he has with Peter in the car is chilling. It is so good. I really enjoyed Homecoming. And I really hope No Way Home lives up to it. Now, number 2 on the list are the ones that I just absolutely flat out love, though. They're good. They are gold. 2 is Thor Ragnarok. I love Thor Ragnarok because it's silly. It's hilariously funny. it takes Thor in a direction I wasn't expecting it to, but it pays off beautifully. Thor is just perfectly made for this kind of over-the-top hilarity, and it works. Don't you touch my hair! Please, kind sir, not my... He's a friend from work! I love all of that. And just Thor paired up with Hulk. It's just funny in and of itself. Hulk like fire, Thor like water. I kind of like fire. I forget what he says. Hulk like flaming fire. Thor like smoldering fire. I love that whole... I enjoyed that. I think Helena, whatever her name is, I think she's a good villain. I like how she just catches the hammer and breaks it. And they're both like, ooh. I think Anthony Hopkins has some great final scenes as Odin here. I loved it. Like, I really enjoyed the first Thor. It was just the right balance of comedy with action. I really loved it a lot. The second one I didn't care for as much, even though it does have Christopher Eccleston in it. It didn't quite work for me. It has some great moments, but it didn't really work for me. It's one of my least favorite MCU movies, but they really took it back here. I love the direction they took it. I'm glad they brought the same director back to do the fourth one, because I'm really looking forward to Love and Thunder, just because I loved Ragnarok so much. Plus, it has Jeff Goldblum in it. Jeff Goldblum's another one of those. You put Jeff Goldblum in your movie, I'm probably going to want to see your movie. I love me some Jeff Goldblum. He just plays that eccentric Goldblum character he plays so well. I mean, he's done other stuff too, but when he plays that Goldblum type character that he plays, he's just gold. And he does it not just in comedies. God, he plays that type of character in The Fly in Jurassic Park, and he's gold in them too. And then number one, Civil War. I love Civil War. Civil War I've definitely seen multiple times. I've seen it 2 or 3 times. I'd love to go back and rewatch it. I don't actually own it. Again, I'm kind of burned out on the MCU stuff, so I don't really own them. I prefer like the older like Batman movies and stuff. But I do like Civil War. It really does merge all of these characters really well. It's a great introduction to T'Challa. He's played brilliantly by Chadwick in this. It's a great introduction by... It's a great introduction to Spider-Man, and he's played brilliantly by the actor who plays him, whose name I can't remember. It's really, really good. And then just seeing, Tony and Steve have always kind of butted heads, Captain America and Iron Man. They butted heads a lot before, but it all kind of comes to a head here, where their different ideologies clash and lead to this giant problem. And it's nice to see how all the small things lead up to this big thing, and how both men feel they're right. And then you have everything Zemo's doing, in with that, which throws everything into chaos and just is that kind of final shove. Everything needs to happen. And man, the guy who plays Zemo is just so good. I love his Zemo. He was my favorite part of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He was so good in that. But I really like Civil War. Just the choreography, that airport scene is so good. Everything that goes on in it. The fight between Bucky and Iron Man and Cap is so good in it. Such a good movie. One of the best movies in the MCU. So that's my ranking for Phase 3. I would like to know what you think, so let me know your ranking down in the comments below. I always enjoy hearing what you guys think. Other things to do, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon if you would like to contribute to that. There is a link to that down in the description below. Check that out. My entry-level tier is only $2 a month, and I would appreciate your support. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.